What is going on, everybody? Anthony here with Lit About Life Holistic Wellness, and
this is Daniel with Lit About Life Odyssey.
And we're coming to you here in Fresno, California. Like I said in all my other videos, we don't live in the same town, so when we get the chance to come together, we definitely like to talk about things amongst ourselves that could better ourselves. Today's topic is about using your high intensity emotions to your advantage. So before we get into that, real quick, what's your teachability index? What is your willingness to learn right now? What are you willing to give up to learn this? Are you willing to give up some time? Are you willing to spend 10 minutes sitting down listening to this video, adding value to your life? And what is your willingness to
accept change?
Talk about that real quick, real briefly.
Real
Tell them about what is your willingness to accept change, and how do you know if you have a high willingness to accept change?
If you have a high willingness to accept change, if someone says something that's challenging you in whatever you believe in, then you have to be able to have that mindset to say, okay, maybe they see it a different way than you do. Maybe they know something you don't know. Even if it sounds something completely outrageous and doesn't agree with you at all, maybe they're going to teach you something. Maybe you're going to believe more in what you believe in based on what they're going to say, or maybe you'll just get that little outside looking in on you, because sometimes we get caught up in day-to-day activity.
That's true.
Your own one mindset. You got to be willing to accept everyone's opinions and ultimately make your own opinion at the end of the day, but take into consideration all angles.
You're right, because Daniel, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
And if you're in a position right now that you're not very happy with, it's really important to keep an open mind. So we're going to jump into it. And the first thing I want to start is with a quote by Napoleon Hill. And he says, "You become what you think about most of the time." And he says that because in our other videos, I talk about how everything is vibration. And your thoughts, your mind, your brain is your transmitter and receiver of vibration. And I know you guys heard of the law of attraction and whatnot. Well, through your thoughts and through your emotions and through your actions, you're actually creating your life, because you're transmitting vibrations of how you're feeling in that moment. So I just recently encountered somebody in my life who I guess you would classify as a hater. So he came at me in a way of, hey, people are effed up, man. You shouldn't even waste your time on them. Love doesn't pay the bills. All this stuff. It doesn't know me. So it lit a fire in me. If you really want to get technical, it's those people who need the most love. It's those people who need help. But he told me this and it upset me because he doesn't know me, and this is my passion. So I felt this anger because I felt the power behind the anger. It made me focus. I know in Star Wars you hear it. He says, what does he say? He says, I can feel your anger. It makes you focus. Okay? So when you're angry, that's the perfect opportunity to focus what you want in life. So when he told me this, stop doing it because people are fucked up and it's a waste of my time. When he told me that, it made me want to do this even more. I started thinking about, I was angry, and I was thinking about what I was going to do to make this go huge. How can I reach more people? And it lit a fire in me. Okay, I'm going to do 4 videos a week. You know, I'm going to use this pure emotion. And because your thoughts are things, when you're angry, you're sending out a more powerful beam of energy, vibration to what you want. You know, so do you want to talk about the other emotions that you can use?
Yeah, well, I want to actually emphasize that. If you're mad, you heard a lot of days now, don't be mad about that. It's something little. If you're going to get over it in 5 seconds, if it pisses you off for 5 minutes, don't dwell on it for more than like 5 seconds, whatever it is, right? Well, I kind of want to say the opposite of that. Like, if it's something that you're mad at, be mad about it. Like he was, be mad about it and use it to go towards what you want to do. He didn't get mad and lash out. You got mad and you got more pumped up. Like, okay, that's your opinion. It hurt you. It caused some kind of emotion from you. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do this even more now. Not like I'm going to stop. I'm going to comment back. I'm not going to say anything rude. I'm just going to push forward more to show that there is something in.
Right.
Add on something you said earlier, that fucked up people are the ones that need the most help. But also, in my experience, on people that I've studied, like different people, Steve Jobs, Tony Robbins, fucked up people are the ones that do the most and care the most.
That's real.
Tony Robbins, I mean, he talks extensively about how his mother used to abuse him physically, mentally, and this guy is a multi-billionaire and feeds hundreds of thousands of people a year in so many different foundations he has. It's like Steve Jobs. he was mentally fucked up from step adoption, from him being up for adoption and stuff, and he did all these crazy things personally in his life, but he innovated the world. He brought you the first iPad, touchscreen things in your pocket, music players. Like, he brought so many different things, and he innovated the world in so many different ways. Technology wouldn't be how it is if it wasn't for him. So most fucked up people are the ones that actually do a lot of things in the world. I mean, everyone's fucked up in their own way. You don't know if that person had to go through that to be the great person they're going to be today, tomorrow, the next day.
Exactly. That's why when you see somebody in a really bad situation, it's really important not to judge them, because that bad situation could be the situation that launches them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That could be what's making them build. That could be growing them to be the person that they have to be later on.
Exactly.
5 years from now, 10 years from now, a year from now.
Right. And another thing I want to add is it's important not to run away from how you're feeling.
Never.
And don't deny your feelings. They're you. They're a part of you. Love them. Embrace them for what they are. But be wise and be intelligent enough to direct your emotions by directing your focus. Because if you do that, you are literally sending your energy to what you want. Therefore, you're going to create more of what you want. So say you got angry, but you went left field and you let your anger take you down and bring you down, you're going to create more of that, because that's where your focus is going. You create with your intention, with your focus, and your emotions.
You want to be the best thing I ever heard for an analogy on controlling your emotions. You want to be responsive, not reactive. In patients and medical field, when your patient has a reaction to some kind of medicine you're giving them, it's bad. Oh, the patient's having a reaction. They're breaking out. It's causing more chaos to them. But when they're responding to medicine, oh yeah, he's being responsive. He's taking in the medicine and using it to heal himself. So be responsive on your emotions. You get mad, sad, happy, whatever it is. As soon as it happens to you, don't react to it. Don't be mad, oh, I'm going to lash out. No. Okay, this upset me. This is why it upset me. All right, I'm going to do this instead. Know what it did to you, and then use it to go a different route. Just like that, respond to it. Don't react.
Everything that we talk about on Lit About Life Holistic Wellness and Lit About Life Odyssey is 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master. These are things you gotta apply in your day-to-day life. And remember, we are emotional beings. That's why I say don't run from your emotions. Use your emotions. You're gonna experience all different types of emotions, but remember that your emotions are your compass in life. You came into this life with joy and exhilaration because you knew you can always know whether you're on track or not, and that's by your emotions, your guiding system. If you're feeling good, if you're happy right now, then you're on track with everything that you desire. And we are literally in a universe that has a constant stream of well-being that's flowing to us at all times. And the only time you don't have that well-being flowing into your life is when you're pinching it off from yourself. But the beauty about that is you know when you're pinching it off from yourself because you don't feel good. So it's important to feel good right now, but also don't be afraid of your other emotions. Use them to create.
Yeah.
So Daniel, do you have any last words to say to our family out there?
Not, I mean, pretty much what we wanted to cover. That was the main thing we wanted to just get across. Because I mean, just like he had an experience, I had an experience, same thing at work, kind of similar, which is funny. Brought up similar emotions, but just had to direct it in a way that was going to be productive.
Right.
Because different environments cause for different things.
So we're going full forth with Lit About Life, Holistic Wellness, and Odyssey. And we're going to be talking a lot about how to prevent disease and also how to eradicate disease using a holistic approach, using focusing on the entire person and not just the problem that person is experiencing. So we're here to really uplift the people and to live in our truth so others may remember theirs. It is always with love. Follow us on Instagram at Lit About Life and Facebook at Lit About Life. And if you guys have any questions or want to know anything, please get in contact with us. It's always with love.
Yep.
Deuces.
All right.